on YouTube. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. All right. We are live on YouTube. We are live on YouTube. That's right. We're live on YouTube. How's everyone doing today? How's it going? Welcome to another episode of Navigating the Modern World with Eli, the Walking with Purpose live edition. This is episode number 868. Episode number 868. Live from Red Morton Park once again because the sun set about an hour ago and I'm walking in the dark. Had a lot to do today. Lots to do. Ah, crap, there are people coming on the sidewalk here. So we're going to just go on the grass. We're going to take an alternate route. There's always an alternate route to everything. Everything in life always has an alternate route. If you can't get there the main way, there's typically going to be an alternate route. Today's been a fantastic day. I have to say, today's been a fantastic day, and it really inspired me to do this topic that hard work really does pay off. On top of this being episode number 868 of Walking with Purpose Live. Give me a second here. Let's do that because this is the dark area here. This is day 16 of the GNA membership drive. GNA is short for Genuine Networking Association. It is an organization I started in 2011. We used to run in-person networking events to help connect entrepreneurs or aspiring entrepreneurs with their next power partners or possible clients. We still do that online, and we're still willing to do that with you folks out here on YouTube and anywhere else where you consume our content. Although that's not our primary focus, we still do it. We do a bit of everything here. But our main purpose is personal development. Because we at the GNA here feel that personal development is everything. Personal development can make the biggest difference in your life. It has for me and many others out there that initially didn't believe in personal development. Now, I was one of those people that didn't initially believe in personal development. So I get it. Yeah, you still can't see me here. Not yet. Let's go back to the front camera. I'm hearing like a fire engine with the dying fire engine sound. Like it's not as dramatic as when it first leaves the firehouse. Like right when it pulls in, it goes like the dying fire engine sound. Good evening, Eli says Tia. Hello, Tia. How are you doing? Welcome to the show. It's great to see you here. It was great to chat with you behind the scenes earlier today. I got a chance to chat with all of our moderators and wonderful people that we're connected with behind the scenes. Donna, how are you doing? Great to see you here. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for your message in the GNA Women's Mastery. I saw it, just haven't had a chance to respond yet. And I'm not going to mention too much here because I don't want to, I don't want to put some of those things out publicly. But Donna, I really what you made me aware behind the scenes is touching to me regarding what you do in the UK. I'm not going to mention it here because I don't know what you want public or not. But just know we will help you because here at the GNA, we believe in good causes. We are trying to be a good cause. We're trying to be something here that truly helps everyone better themselves. We want everyone to become the best possible version of themselves they can become. And if you're ready to go on that journey, we're ready to welcome you on board. And it's free of charge to come here and join. This doesn't cost anything. Now, yes, you can donate if you want, folks. And, there will be, paid events and paid things. But you don't have to buy into anything or pay for anything. You don't have to. You will get plenty of value just watching the content. Subscribe here on GNA2, Genuine Life Personal Development, and also subscribe to the main channel, GNA Genuine Personal Development. Links in the description. Make sure on both channels when you subscribe, bang the bell and select all notifications and you won't miss a thing. I'm sorry, folks. I had to get back to a text message real quick from my, that can bypass my do not disturb list because I have do not disturb on while I'm on these streams. That's okay. No big deal. We're back. So yeah, Donna, we're definitely willing to help you with any of your causes as well. Do some collaborations and stuff like that. I think it would be amazing. Like you call it across the pond. Like, I love building relationships with good people all over the world. I've always enjoyed building relationships here in Northern California where I live. But when I came on YouTube, I was looking to build more of a national audience, and I didn't realize that there's a global audience out here on YouTube. And that's what makes it so fascinating. That's what really fascinates me. I would have never been able to connect with people like you, Donna, and you, Tia, if it wasn't for YouTube. If Google didn't spend 1.6 billion back in 05, 06 and bought YouTube from those 3 college students, that would have never been able to take it to this level because YouTube needed the money. YouTube needed a company with deep pockets to build it and to run it at a net loss for years. Now, while YouTube was running as a net loss, Google was advertising on YouTube and making tons of profits, so they never really lost money. But YouTube initially, until about 3 or 4 years ago, wasn't profitable on its own. Now it's profitable on its own, further valuing Google and Alphabet Inc., the parent company of Google. So today I'm only going to do a couple laps today because it's a little chilly. It's like 58 degrees right now. And I'm feeling my hands get a little cold. And I can definitely say that I'll be probably using gloves if I'm walking at night from this point on. It's starting to get a little chilly. But today's topic is hard work really does pay off. Hard work really does pay off. Now, there are a lot of things that every single one of us tries to accomplish. And most of the time, what we try to accomplish, we fail at. Not because we're not capable of accomplishing whatever we want to accomplish. We fail at it because we either give up too soon, we're too lazy, or we just don't want to work hard enough. We don't feel the reward is worth the time and the risk, right? Now, I can understand you need to pick and choose your battles. You need to pick and choose what you want to invest your time on. But anything reasonable, right? Anything that's within your reach, you can accomplish, no matter how difficult it is, as long as you keep on pushing forward, right? I've got some stories that I really wish I could share right now that would be a perfect example of this. But I'm not going to share those stories because a lot of people, want to exploit those stories and spin them out of context. And I'm just not going to, not going to do that. I'm really picking and choosing what I even use for example purpose from this point on. Because one of the things I've been working really hard at is taking the GNA, the Genuine Networking Association, to the next level. And I'm not going to lie, there's been some resistance along the way. There's been some setbacks. There's been certain things that should have already come to fruition. Let's say that there should have already been things that should have come into fruition that haven't yet, but are in progress of. They're taking longer than expected, longer than normal. But that doesn't mean they're not going to come to fruition. I just have to be patient, right? And what I've learned in life. Hey, Woolworth, how you doing? Hey, hello, everyone. Hope all is well. Hope all is well with you, too. Donna says, you can't become disheartened. Be convicted and motivated and don't look backwards. You're right, Donna. Donna, I remember you back in the days where I might have been kind of losing a little motivation, and I was losing focus of what my mission was, of what the mission I wanted to create was. And I realized one of the best things I did was rebrand from the Coach Eli brand to the GNA. Now, don't get me wrong, the Coach Eli brand, while that's not something I'm doing right now, I can bring that back anytime. Who knows? I might bring it back sooner than you think. You never know. You're going to want to stick around and find out. But, changing these channels to the GNA and making it's for me, it's always been more about the people than myself. But when you change your branding from your name to an organization, that's a whole new ball game, because organizations, especially nonprofits, but even some for-profits. Right now we're a for-profit, and eventually we will be partially a nonprofit. But even organizations like ours that are for-profit typically have a good message and good cause that they're based on. And here at the GNA, which is what I'm trying to say, we are definitely a cause-based organization. People were very nice. They were waiting for me to pass with their dogs. That's awesome. Thank you. And sometimes, like I said, things don't come into fruition right away. Sometimes things don't even come into fruition after 5 years. Sometimes things could take 10 plus years to really take off. For me, building the GNA initially was easy. It was in person. It was about connecting entrepreneurs in person, doing public speaking gigs, getting public speakers. It was a lot easier. Hey, Mike S., how you doing? Long time no see. Welcome to the show, man. Great to see you here. And then, COVID hit, and even before COVID hit, I had already made the transition to doing this online. And, I've always been very tech savvy. And I've always been a very social person, at least in my older years. I've been a very social person in the real world, offline, that is. And I figured online would just be the digital version of offline. And it should be, but it's not. I had to learn how to navigate through the very treacherous waters of the internet, the online world, social media, especially a platform like YouTube, right? I put in a lot of hard work and dedication and time to even get this to where it's at today. Yeah, we have 31 people here, and we have 3 or 4 people chatting. That may not seem like a lot, but have you seen what some people get that just start streaming or start doing videos, or even some people that have been doing it for 5 or 10 years? They get 1 or 2, maybe 3 people on their live streams, and they have 10 to 20 views. Sometimes they might be lucky to break 50. And if they're very lucky, they're lucky to break 100. I get 200 to 300 views per stream, sometimes a little bit more. I'm very grateful and thankful for the progress that I've made, even though it doesn't seem like it's that much progress. And yes, there are many other channels out here that have a lot more subscribers, have a lot more active participants in their chats and all that. And they're making a lot more in super chats and ad revenue and all that, but that's okay. That will all come in due time. I remember watching you earlier. So I remember watching your earlier content from years ago. You met with local business leaders. You were very involved in your community. Of course, absolutely. Yeah, no, I was. I was very involved, not only in my community, but very involved all over Northern California. I literally would, drive. I had my Mustang convertible back then. I would drive my Mustang all over Northern California to attend at least one networking event each day of the week, sometimes more than one. At the same time, I was having coffee meetings with other entrepreneurs to get to know, like, and trust them, and to, become power partners, and to refer business back and forth through them. Yeah, those were good days. That's how I ran and built my insurance business. The fire truck just I saw it just pass on by here, up ahead over there. It's too late to put on the front camera now. They're coming back from that emergency already. This is the main street here at the park, and it's kind of curvy, so it's hard for those fire trucks to navigate around. There's like a very curvy section. Mike S with the 9.99 super chat. Wow, thank you so much, brother. I'm gonna click like there, and I'm gonna give you a heart. Thank you so much. That's the first super chat here tonight. If we get if we get 5 super chats of at least $5 or more, Don and I will go live within the next, within 24 to 48 hours after we hit that goal, and we'll catch everyone up. And there's a lot of great stuff. Well deserved. Thank you, Mike S. I really appreciate that, man. I mean, that means a lot, dude. It really does. I think you realize. Sorry, there was some kids that were running behind me, and they weren't running to me. They were just running past me. I think you realized the amount of time and effort I put in here, and I'm not trying to say I'm all that or show off or anything. I'm a very humble person. Hearing something like that means a lot, dude. It really does. It means a lot because, part of the hard work that I've done, right? Because, like the topic states, hard work really pays off. Part of the hard work I've done is I've gone around YouTube and I've scoured all around YouTube, and I've been removing an enormous amount of content that violates my intellectual property. And that takes time and effort. And, I appreciate the $9.99, but what I appreciate even more than that is what you said. You said, well deserved. I appreciate that, man. I really do. I hope that you and yours are having a great holiday season. Thanksgiving is right around the corner. Don and I don't know what we're going to do this year for Thanksgiving. I mean, we did go to her family last year. So we're probably going to spend it with mine, but she does miss her family. So we'll figure it out. And it all depends on the weather too, because where Don's parents live, it's like 3,500 feet in elevation in the mountains, so it does snow. So I don't want to be driving in snow. Don't have a 4-wheel drive. I don't even have chains for my car. I had chains for my Mustang, but not for the Honda. But hard work really does pay off, because everything I've accomplished in life has been the hard way. Now, could have I accomplished a lot more had I taken some shortcuts, done unethical things, ride lines, skate lines, lie to people, right? Try to scam people, right? I probably could have made a lot more money. And even if I was able to do that and get away with it, it just wouldn't make me feel good. It wouldn't give me that rewarding feeling. I like having a rewarding feeling for working hard and ethically and legitimately, which ethically is legitimately, right? I like the rewarding feeling of earning things the hard way. I agree, Mike. I don't always agree with you, Eli, but you have conviction and belief in yourself, and I really respect that. And Mike S. says, certainly, Donna, I understand. No, you're right, Donna. And Donna, listen, no two people are going to agree on everything, and I get that, right? I appreciate the honesty, and I appreciate the respect. The respect is mutual to the both of you. And even Tia, the third person out here, if Tia's still around. But that's a big part of accomplishing whatever you want to accomplish. In my case, getting my message out of personal development and helping people better their lives. It's all about conviction. It's about self-belief. It's about tenacity. It's about never giving up until you reach the goal or reach the prize. And when you finally get there, you keep going. Because for me, this is what I love to do. I'm never going to retire. I'm going to do this till the day I die. If I'm 100 years old, still alive, I'll still be, if I can walk, I'll still walk with purpose. If not, I'll stream from the studio or something. Oh, shit, we got another 50 years of Eli to deal with. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I guess so. Let me turn on the light here. There aren't a lot of people out here tonight. It's Friday night. And people are either out or they're at home. I'm going to go home after this. Don and I have some really good leftovers from last night. We're going to finish those up. And we're going to finish watching that very strange baby reindeer documentary on Netflix. Or miniseries on Netflix. Sandra Palacio recommended that. And I'll tell you, Sandra, I'm enjoying it, but it's weird. And the purpose is that woman is a creepy stalker that never stops, just like what I've dealt with out here, right? And I understand why you wanted me to watch that now, why you wanted Don and I to watch that. And yeah, it's seven parts, so I think we're on the final one right now. We're going to watch that tonight. But yeah, that is really. I get the purpose of the movie, but it is a really weird, sinister type of movie. Have you seen that, Tia, or anyone else? I'm sure most of you have Netflix now. Give me a second. I was just waiting for a family with their kids to pass on by. I've heard of it. Yeah, it's it's kind of weird, but the purpose. Well, the reason why Sandra Palacio recommended it is because of the very large woman in that movie. No disrespect to large women, but the very large woman in that movie stalking the bartender, who's also a comedian, stalking him everywhere he went, or everywhere he would go. The woman involved in the baby reindeer is actually Scottish and disputed the accusations. Is that a true story, Donna? Is that is that like a mini series or documentary, whatever it is? Is that a true story? And yeah, she recorded him. Oh, another reason why Sandra wanted me to watch this is because she the woman stalking the guy recorded him every time they were around, and then she took the audio and pieced it all together and sent it to the cops to make him seem guilty. Kind of sounds familiar. That's another reason why you sent it to me, Sandra, because these people on YouTube have done that shit to me. They splice shit out of context, and she did the same thing. So, yeah, Donna says, yes, it's based on a true story. I thought it was. Oh, shit. That happened in real life? Wow. Donna says, somewhere on YouTube is a British journalist called Piers Morgan. He interviewed her. Oh, I know who Piers Morgan is. Doesn't Piers Morgan do a lot of stuff with the American political media, like CNN and stuff like that? Yeah, Piers Morgan, I've heard of him. Yeah, he does a lot of stuff. So Piers Morgan is actually in your country? He's not in the U.S.? Yes, he was sacked from the UK media. So, yeah, so basically he's here in the US now, right? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I know who he is. So he has a YouTube channel. I didn't know that. I'll have to go check it out cuz I actually like that guy too. You know, listen, I love a lot of different journalists, despite what their political party preferences or their views. I like hearing different, spins on things, right? I love hearing different opinions. We can all learn from different opinions. I'll go check that out. Thank you for sharing that, Donna. I really appreciate that. I really do. That's right. He interviewed her, says Mike S. He's in the U.S. and unpopular with the media, but popular with the people. Unpopular with the media because they try to control him and he just wants to speak the truth. Yeah. Yeah, that's the listen. A lot of people think that liberals like the mainstream media more than alternative media. That's not true. I'm a slight left liberal, and I'm not saying I completely hate the mainstream media, but I don't believe in everything they do. And I also know that 99% of what they do is for ratings to sell commercials. That's how they pay the bills. They got to get ratings, and in order to get they got to get ratings in order to get sponsors and play their commercials, and that's how they make money. Yes, he says it how it is. The mainstream media doesn't like it. Of course they don't. You're right about that. You're right. You're absolutely right. And that's why I keep saying the reason why the Democrats got destroyed by Donald Trump, the reason why Harris got destroyed by Trump, even though I voted for Harris, is because the Democrats have a limited a limited, social media presence, and they focus too much on mainstream media. That was their problem, and that's been their problem. And I could bet you this. I could bet you that over the next 2 years, over the next 2 to 4 years before the next election, I'm telling you this. The Democrats are going to come out harder than ever on social media. So instead of just seeing a right-wing propaganda machine 24/7, you're also going to see a left-wing propaganda machine 24/7. You're going to see propaganda overload. Which, you know what? That's great, because I feel that's part of the reason why, I haven't been able to, get ahead. It's not the only reason. There are other reasons. I'm not blaming my channels for not having grown any further. 100% due to that. But I honestly feel if we do get the Democrats, people on the left, to create a similar social media propaganda machine, then it levels the playing field. Then we can have some conversation, and then it wouldn't be all about the majority of the conservative internet bashing the few liberals out there. I saw some people the other night, bashing liberal content creators that make a lot of sense. And these liberal content creators have 3.4 million subscribers. And the people bashing them had like 3K subs or less. And I was like, oh, fucking A, man. So even a liberal with over 3 million subs hasn't earned their place with some of these creators that are what I like to call the fake conservatives, the fake wannabe conservatives, or they call themselves libertarians. What a crock of shit. People that react that way or behave that way, they're none of the above. They don't even deserve to claim any political party. If you're not smart enough to understand the system, then, you shouldn't be able to claim anything. Let's see. Donna says, in the July elections here, the liberal Democrats did so well because of the way they harnessed social media. Right, exactly. Exactly. So there's something we agree on. And yeah, you're absolutely right. Donna, I've been saying this since Harris lost. I have not been whining and complaining. I've accepted it. Trump beat her fair and square. I'm not happy about it, but he beat her fair and square. And he beat her primarily because the Democrats lacked a social media presence. They have a social media presence. They're just not using it or using it as often. They don't have any major podcasts like a Joe Rogan where they can go to and get more exposure. They don't spend enough time on YouTube or Twitter or other platforms. Right? And, I'm all for women having reproductive rights and all that, but I think Harris focused too much on the reproductive rights thing. I think Harris needed to focus more on other issues like the economy, and then come on social media and do some podcasting. I think she should have gone on the Joe Rogan show. Initially, I didn't think she should have gone, but now I'm thinking she should have gone. I think that hurt her. Because when you avoid things like that, people think, even your own people that were going to support you are thinking, what are you scared of? What are you trying to hide, right? And I'm not trying to criticize my own party and the person I voted for. I'm just saying there were a lot of missed opportunities. And she worked hard. She worked really hard. She worked really hard, but also had very limited time based on the circumstances of, Biden all of a sudden deciding he wasn't going to run for re-election. I think she did the best she could with the time she had, but she focused too much on certain things and hardly leveraged social media. If you don't leverage social media nowadays, you're out of business. You're flat out of business. Mike S. Definitely, whichever party uses social media more effectively will have a decided advantage. Right, that's why they call it social media. And I'm not looking for any credit or anything. I've been saying this for years. I've been saying, Mike, you probably remember me saying this 3, 4, 5 years ago. There's an abundance of conservatives and alt-right creators out here on YouTube. They are dominating the internet, which was destroying me. Like, I'm one dude on the left, and I've got hundreds on the right coming at me. What do you do? Right? And I'm not trying to compete with them, and I don't hate them. I want us to all be united. But let's be real. Right? When it comes to politics and electing presidents and stuff like that and certain views, we have opposite views, and we're not always going to get along. So there have been many times over the years where I felt like no matter what I do, no matter how good I am, I'm not saying I'm the greatest person, I'm just saying no matter how good I am or how hard I try or how much I do the right things, it didn't matter. I was outnumbered. Like if you're in Ukraine right now and you're one Ukrainian soldier surrounded by 100 Russians, and there are no other Ukrainian soldiers in sight for hundreds of miles, what the hell do you think is going to happen? You're done. When you're outnumbered 100-1, what can you do? You don't have any choice. You're done. That's exactly how I felt out here. And it's not. I'm not crying about it. I'm just trying to encourage Democrats to say, "Hey, come and take your fair share of the space. Come and take your fair share of the space." Donna says, absolutely, Mike. I'm in politics. Without social media, people think you don't exist. That's true, Donna. Exactly, Donna says, Mike. Yes, you're right. Tia says, Harris was pretty vague on what her plans were. The border was a big deal. Yeah, I mean, I have to agree with that. But the biggest problem was, where was her social media presence? Why didn't she go? Here's the thing. If Harris, even like, Kamala Harris, could have gone on that, what's that guy, Brian Tyler Cohen. I support him. He's a 35-year-old millennial I respect. He's a good dude. He's slightly on the left like me, and he has 3.4 million subscribers. If Harris were to go there, Brian is connected with other left-wing creators that have millions of subscribers. She could have leveraged all that. She could have leveraged all that. And she didn't. I'll tell you this. If I had an option of doing a 1-hour interview on CNN or a 10-minute interview on Brian Tyler Cohen's channel on YouTube with 3.4 million subs, I would go on Brian's channel for 10 minutes. That would be more valuable to me. You know why? I'd get a lot more exposure. Yes, people would probably find out about me on CNN, right? But people don't realize how much more the exposure you get on a big YouTube channel, for example, multiplies tenfold. And once you do that show, it's there unless the channel owner deletes their channel or deletes the video. Once you put that video up live, or if it's pre-recorded, it's there. It will always be there, right? How come they don't realize the value of this, right? And this is the thing. I'm not whining about Trump winning. I'm not whining about this. I'm more so whining about the Democrats not leveraging something that they helped create. They helped create the internet, the social media aspect and all that. A lot of that happened out here in the San Francisco Bay Area with Facebook, right down the street here in Menlo Park. I live in Redwood City. It's in Menlo Park. YouTube is nearby here. Google's nearby here. I mean, Harris knew better than that. She knew better. She's from here in the Bay Area. She's from here. She saw the innovation growing up. Why didn't you use it? Again, I'm over it. Hey, onwards and upwards, right? I'm just sharing my thoughts, right? Donna says the reality is you need all forms of communication, but social media has become vital in messaging. Well, you should leave all those options open, in my opinion, Donna, but I think the most dominating place is social media. I think anyone that can learn to leverage YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, X, which is now X, right? Instagram, those platforms right there, TikTok, you leverage those 6, and I tell you. And then even if you try to leverage in-person networking and the mainstream media, I can tell you 70+% of everything will come from your social media presence. You're right, you can still get some the other ways, but social media, from what I've seen, dominates. It dominates. Donald Trump dominates social media. He started Trump Social. Oh, what's it called? So Truth Social, not Trump Social, Truth Social. I thought it was a stupid idea. What's it, a $4 billion company now? Jesus Christ. Donna says, from the UK's perspective, the issues in the US were the economy and the border. Harris was too vague. In my view, she had no direct message. Harris ran a fairly traditional campaign and avoided much of social media. Right. Well, she avoided social media pretty much almost altogether. That's why she lost. She avoided that because she didn't want to get scrutiny regarding Biden. She should have tackled the scrutiny head on. She should have tackled the Biden scrutiny head on. Like I've tackled this shit on YouTube head on at times. I don't do it all the time. And, I know when to ignore things and when to talk about things. At least I've learned that as of late. But she should have tackled the Biden thing head on. She should have said, hey, look, I love Joe, and we've done everything we can. But here's what I want to focus more on when I become commander-in-chief, right? I think Harris was also afraid of belittling Joe Biden and making him look bad. I think her campaign was run a little too soft. Now, when she did debate Trump, that was probably her being the toughest, but she got too soft, and I think she feared pissing off Biden or making Biden look bad, worse than he already did. Now, I like Biden, and I believe in Biden. I think he did the best he could based on the circumstances. And any president that would have been in office, if Trump would have beat Biden, he would have dealt with the same economy, the same stuff. But it was all about, what you're going to say to the people. You're going to do the best you can to change the economy, or you will change the economy. And that's not what she said. She talked about reproductive rights, which are important, and I get that. But it didn't work. Tia says she should have had more communication. Where was her staff to help? Nowhere to be found, Tia. Oprah isn't enough to reach younger millennials and Zoomers. You're right. You're right about that. Now Harris probably got some of the millennial vote because I'm sorry, I hate to say this, but it's the truth. There are a lot of radical feminists or women that are millennials that are on the radical left. And I've seen them on YouTube, and I've seen them in the real world. And when I was single, I would encounter them. So the millennial generation has a ton of women on the radical left that she probably didn't reach because she wasn't where they're at. You're right. I mean, was there not one advisor the Democrats had that said, hey, social media, we're missing out on this? It makes it hard to believe. It's hard for me to believe that not one person on her team wasn't saying you're lacking on social media and it's affecting you. I'm an average everyday dude here, and I've been saying that about Democrats for years. Yet these people in high-level positions of the government, supposedly very intelligent, couldn't figure this out? Haven't seen this trend for years now? These people are all about trend forecasting and foreseeing things in the future, right? And they couldn't see this? Yeah, anyway. We're at 54 minutes. It's been a great day, folks. It's been a wonderful day. It's been a wonderful day. Got a lot of work done this morning. Had to prepare some things for Dawn. That's been taken care of. Took care of some things for myself, right? Had some errands to run with Dawn. Very, very pleased with how those errands went. Let's just put it that way. And now I'm about to finish my walk. All right, we're at 55 minutes. Thank you, Mike S. again for your 9.99 super chat. We'll try again tomorrow to get minimum 5 super chats at $5, which is $25 total of 5 super chats. Once we get that, then Don and I will do a live stream within 24 to 48 hours. And she'll come back early before the new year. She'll come back early before the new year when the super chat goals we create are reached. I have to agree, a really good day. Yes. And you know more so why it's been a really good day, Tia, and we don't have to mention everything, but to the people I care about the most behind the scenes, they get the exclusive scoop, right? That would be fantastic, Eli. Well, yeah, thanks, Mike. Thank you. Yeah. So, anyway, thank you to everyone. Lots of love to you all. I'm going to go have some dinner with Dawn and hang out with the dogs and then just relax. Call it a night. Have a good one. Take care, and as always, be good to each other.